Dublin. We've had enough of the lies and deceit. We're done for good with the toxicity. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. All hail thanks, we are the Rabyd Nation. We are the Rabyd Nation.
And a hearty shout out to all of you in the Rabyd Nation, whether you are a paid citizen or whether you are a tourist who's subscribed, or whether you're just looking across the border as an observer, wondering if you want to immigrate to such a wonderful nation as the Rabyd Nation. Welcome one and all to another edition of the Rabyd Atheist Show, and we are here on a Monday on a fireside chat where I kind of try to get the discussion going with a question, and then we just go whichever way the rabbit trails take us. We allow fangs to guide us into whatever chaos and conversation that we want to get into. So there's that. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the live stream where we will, I do want to engage the question, why is Christianity so desperate for a revival? So we'll see what happens. But I also am painfully, or not painfully aware, I guess, that yes, Ember, I am very, very well aware. So we'll probably talk about that too. Although I have already put up the live stream for Friday that, yes, I am going to be engaging Apologia's video. I have made a personal commitment to that. Every time that he does the Habermash issue, I want to talk about it and add my own scholarly credentials to this. So thanks one and all. There is a goal in chat. Where that's kind of my low-key way of asking for money to support the channel. It keeps the ads off during the stream. So if we reach that goal, I'll wear whatever hat has been chosen by the poll. And currently, the leader is the Newsboys. So we'll see if that holds up. Also, there's a Discord link in the description of this live stream if you want to join the Fluffula Fangs and the wonderful community that's starting to develop there. You're more than welcome to join us. Trying to support people. We atheists sometimes are the greatest at supporting each other and creating communities. And I'm trying to prove that wrong. So we'll see what happens. But yes, we're continuing to grow, and the lap in which our Lord naps, I killed Earl, is kind of guiding that and directing that. So, and I appreciate her efforts in that. So we have that. See anything else? I'm trying to remember if there's any other. I don't think so. So there you go. Let's see who's here. Travis was here earlier, way too early. He came back later. John's here. Martin is here. The elder gods have not only graced us with their presence, the elder gods have been a supporter of this channel now for 5 months. Thanks, Cranky. I appreciate that so much. Because I already alluded to Ember. Nathan is here. Blossom is here. Dragon Rider is here. The mighty Philbert was probably summoned by the song he created. The Rabyd Nation song is his. Thanks once again, Philbert. Phantom is here. Michael is here. Paul is here. Hurricane is here. Anybody else? Aso has arrived. Yes, and good luck with the interview, Nathan. Definitely. And the elder gods have decided to pass out some memberships. Congratulations, all you new citizens. Let's see, Detroit Atheist Queen, Emma Wheeler, Jay, Derivative, Hunter Laptops, Ed, another Ed, outstanding. Ducks Y, Godless Granny, that's a good one. Rasputus and King J the 13th. All of you got memberships. Thank you so much, Cranky, and thanks for them. Felicia is here. A lot of people showing up today. I wonder why. Ron is here. And the ever-lovely herself, the lap in which our Lord naps, the lovely, ever-wonderful, smart, intelligent, and always graceful, I killed Earl. All right. Well, all right. Preface to this question, and I'm just throwing this question out. We can also talk about the Apologia thing as well, if that's what you want to talk about. But the preface to this question, I'm just like there has been multiple reports about revivals going on in the United States and UK, and Rationality Rules kind of cued me into this one where he was talking about the revival in the UK that they're recently they had to take down a report that there was an increase in religiosity in the United Kingdom. Here in the United States, they've been talking about a Jay-Z revival, and all of that has kind of gone to hell for the people claiming revival, but actually it really hasn't been happening. And so there's been this sudden realization. But the question then is, why are Christians so desperate for revival? And you have to understand the nature of a revival. I think revivals are very emotionally laced things. And so I'm kind of fishing for some answers because I have my own reasons why I think revival is they want something. They're desperate because I don't think that they can make a good rational case of why Christianity should grow and prosper. I think too many of us have pointed out the missteps of Christianity and how it hasn't really done them well at all. And revivals, by my own understanding as a former Pentecostal, revivals were very emotional things. It was all about ginning up the crowd, getting them. Philbert and if Skeptic Philosophy were here, they would tell you that Pentecostal revivals tend to be very experientially, emotionally based, and it really anchors people's Christianity to a very emotional experience. So that's kind of the desperation of that, is because then you can get people to overlook the obvious faults with the religion, and so you can emotionally connect it to that. Like you can have this emotional connection to the faith that's rarely strong because you had this deep emotional experience at the revival altar. People go down and to the altar and cry and pray and repent, and it's the the Mississippi squirrel revival without the squirrel kind of thing. And there's this desperation. So yeah, if you can't make a logical case, might as well make it. And really, in a sense, I think you're onto something. I think revivals are propaganda. Like it's like, well, it doesn't matter what the facts are. It doesn't matter what the evidence are. It doesn't matter what the logic is about the case for Christianity. We've got this emotional experience that can anchor your faith. Like they're so desperate for this emotional revival of people coming back to the faith. Like what a lot of them will talk about is they want this, and they want a third Great Awakening in the Americas. Because you had the one under Jonathan Edwards, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. You had Charles Finney leading the Second Great Awakening after the country was founded, leading to a high level of emotional religiosity in the country, which led to, this is a Christian nation kind of dialogue, and which it never really has been. It's a nation made up of Christians, but yeah. So yeah, I know. They're desperate for revival because they want yes, and there's also a power thing, like a power over circumstances. Like we can talk about like the people in power that want this revival because then they can say, "Oh, look at the mighty revival in Christianity. We represent them." On and it goes. And I think that's part of it, but I also think it's the person in the pew wants revival because they want their power over their circumstances. Like there's my experience with Pentecostal revivals was that there was always these people that wanted this desperate, connection with God because they had circumstances that they didn't have the money to go to the doctor. They didn't have the money to solve their economic woes. And so they were appealing to God. And if they felt this close connection with God, they felt like God was on their side and they could just face all those things. So, yeah. Yeah, sometimes yes, very emotional. Yes, yeah, I told you Philbert would back me up on that one. A revival indicates social popularity. They use Haberdashers' evidentiary stance to support this claim. I like how you did that, Cranky, how you brought the two issues of the day together. I appreciate that. So, yes. So there you go. Or fake. Usually, a church that got people, they would get attended anyway. Got them. Yes, and a lot of revivals were mostly that I experienced were mostly Christians trying to get things back going again. So, yes, Christians. Yes, yes, yes. I know you're not making a joke. Like I actually agree with you, and I agree with this emotional blackmail. Like there was a heavy duty pressure when I was a kid, in particular when I was a teenager, about revivals that you needed to be there. Like you got to have this. There was a heavy amount of peer pressure to do that. So yes, they are propaganda. They are also very much trying to get people to emotionally reconnect with their faith in a very heavy duty way. And so when you hear like the claim, oh, all these young people, these Generation Z people are turning to God and there's a revival among Gen Z, what they're saying is they're submitting to the blackmail and the propaganda. Yes, I would agree with that. But as it turns out, it's not really happening. Like one of the things that's interesting about the church that some people have brought up, I think Rationale Rules brought this up, is men are going to church. They're coming back to church, but you know who's leaving by the other door? Women. Women are leaving the church and men are coming in. And that's not good. It's not good for the church. So, yes, this is one of the things. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, relevance is definitely the goal, Phantom, but it's also when you become more relevant, you're able to make more money. And one of the dangers for the church right now is if they lose their relevance and they lose their influence, they're going to lose a crap ton of cash. So it's a both and. Those times, no, there are a lot of religious people. Yes, yes, we have to have everything probably. Yes, yeah, like you're right. Like the music had to be perfect in Pentecostal revivals. Like you couldn't have lame music. You couldn't just have a revival without it. My worship leader during my revivals was as much as a king as the guest speaker. Okay, like I had to. I remember when I had like two revivals when I was a pastor. I had a couple of them we scheduled, and yeah, I my worship leader was there every night. It gets tiring for the people that work in the church, to be honest. But yes, but yeah, it's about believing harder. Yes, that's Martin. But yes, but it was definitely a music experience. So I just prod your empathy and attach you to it. Usually a brother of a friend who got healed from some great. So I personally watched a woman get a demon out. Okay, there you go. Yes. Christian Revival, who said it was about Christianity and not about culture, politics, symbols. Yes, but yeah, like they're trying to have a revival. They're desperate for it. They've got to have this emotional connection now because I think, as Cranky pointed out, apologetics, in particular, certain apologetics, is taking a nasty knock because they don't have any backup as far as actual scholarly work anymore. Like what Paul Agia and myself and Mr. Alter and several others have done is poked holes in one of the big apologetic arguments, which is minimal facts. The problem is the facts part, okay, is getting hit hard. So they can't pull in people through bullshit apologetics anymore. And so they're trying to attach it all to culture and so that all of that stuff. So it's become a change in focus. This is why they're desperate for revival. I think they're very desperate for revival because they know they have to have the emotional appeal now. They can't do it with standard apologetics. This is why I said the rise of presupposition. A year ago, I think I made a video called "The Rise of Presuppositional Apologetics is a Victory for Atheists," because what they're doing is they're openly admitting that they don't have any facts that back them up. And so they just presuppose them and then you have to prove them wrong. So I have incredibly bad gas tonight. That's much more demonstrable than anything Habermas has to say about it. Yes. Oh, They call it CPR. Yes, but don't prove it in chat, please. Tim Levy, Church of Satan founder, described playing organ for revivals and burlesque show with the same audience. Yes, like you could do the same thing. Like I've said that before. Like it's well known that religious ecstatic experiences stimulate the same area of the brain as sex, cocaine, you name it. The pleasure centers of the brain are firing. And that's why I said that's why you see a lot of sexual scandal inside the church, because the emotional vibes are the same. So it's not hard to switch from one to the other. You know, you go from one euphoric experience to another. So is it many are going to peddle this lie regarding the quiet revival symptom, the anti-vax peddle? Yes, Dragon Rider, that's exactly what's going to happen. I would say that's inevitable. Despite the fact that, like in the UK, they had to pull the one study down because, you know, it's like you get paid to do a poll. You know, that's not a good data set. You know, people have an external motivation to move on. It's not a good methodology either. And that's why they finally got it pulled. Like this is a bad, and they had to admit that it was a bad research study. So that was good news. But yes, very much in the same vein, these revival people will continue to make this claim this is a revival happening in America. And yet the numbers continue to either stay stable or slide. You know, we're going to see, like in the next 10 years, you're going to see this slide of Christianity continue, I think. Christians are going to find themselves in maybe a minority situation compared to people that just don't have a religion at all in the country. And that will change things quite demonstrably, I think. So, I mean, when you have all the church closings you have and all this other stuff, you have to go into some sort of denial. And there's a good correlation between them and anti-vaxxers, because anti-vaxxers will sit there and say, oh, well, our didn't cause any harm. And it's like, there's not a lot of outbreaks of measles. It's a small sample set, but we had an outbreak of measles when we haven't had one in a long time. You know, like what if that happens with something else more serious? Like it does have a demonstrable effect. And yeah, it's a problem. So, okay, so this woman threw a trash can and they claim the demon ran down the river while they switched trash cans threw up in. The same woman went to rob a gas station for $1,500. All righty. Yeah, there's a lot of people who get pulled out of demons, so we'll see what happens. Gets instantly jelly of the demon. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. Yeah, and Earl's illustrating. Church with actual drugs, sign me in. Yeah, I have to be to do Bimmer and do drugs. There you go. I always assumed that sexual scandal was because of thing just as bad as doing it, so you might as well do it if you thought about it. Yeah, I think it's interesting to me, like in the Pentecostal circles, we always had sex scandals. Like there was always some story of some pastor doing it with his secretary at some point somewhere. The thing about like Assemblies of God Pentecostal experiential based religion, when you're going to the altar, the same centers in the brain that give you pleasure in almost everything else are the same ones that are also affected by religious experience. And so I just wonder, and this is just more of a hypothesis on my part, although I've never thought to study it and I'm looking for a scientific report on it somewhere. But it must be very easy if your pleasure centers in brain are going in religion, and then suddenly somebody offers you a sexual enticement, how easy it would be to switch, because you're not really changing anything other than the stimulation. And so that would explain like a lot of sex scandals, drug scandals, alcohol scandals, and religiosity being connected. So there you go. Are allowed. My people don't. Yes, you create new. We didn't. The thing about fangs is I don't think drugs were involved. I mean, I don't think so. I know they weren't involved with fangs on my part when we created our little religion. So it's one of those things where I think it was more about some very imaginative people being far too relaxed. Although I can't speak for everybody else. I know drugs weren't involved in the creation of my religion. by the government. Church of Fangs would be going outside to look for rabbits, yes. Or the black rabbit, black duck, for example. I have no idea. If there's here's the thing about being an adversary for Fangs. Yeah, and Earl's pleading the fifth on that, on her part in the creation of Fangsology. She pleads the fifth on that one. She's not going to say. Um, so there we go. We have the full story, and it's as muddy as ever. Um, but I have no idea. We do have that rabbit duck thing. It's a duck, it's a rabbit meme. And we do take the rabbit side of that. So maybe the duck people are mad at us, I guess. So maybe that's the case. But yes. But no, we don't have an ad. Like Fangs doesn't care. So like if you want a deity that embodies the I do not give an F about a lot of things, it's Fangs. So there you go. See, my high school principal is also a pastor, and when a boy on the football team got raped by a group of boys, it was covered up because they couldn't have that on their football team. Yes, yeah, that happens too. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. The thing about Christian schools, like I remember watching the movie Saved, and when I talked to a few other people that had been to Christian schools, they said that was a little bit too close to home for a lot of the Christian schools. Like there was a lot of stuff that happened like that and it got buried. So, but yes, the thing about Christian organizations, they work very hard to keep their public image well done. And I can absolutely see this is true. Without confirmation, I'm not going to say absolutely, but I could see something like this happening. It happens a lot. So there you go. Jesus will return to my life lane, said billions of deceased Christians. Yes. Yes, God equals the square root of -1. Yeah, like I think that's the other thing about revival is revival. There's supposed to either be this great revival or great falling away before Jesus' return. And so there's this notion in Christian eschatology, the doctrines of the end times, that we got to have this revival because we want to, we want to have this moment right before Jesus returns. And people have been doing this now for a long time, for a couple thousand years now. Christians have been waiting for the return of Jesus. And of course, they'll pull out the verse, oh, God is not slack as other people are, because, time is really a meaningless concept to God, and et cetera, except Jesus kind of predicted it'd be in one generation, and that didn't happen. So Hey, Reverb Twang, also known as Moondog. There you go. Season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season. That was on a public. Oh, but I could see, like, well, it's football in the South. Like, you can't have your football program besmirched in the South. So yeah, it's not there. Rapture to revival, yes. They go back and forth. These are cycles in the church. The cycle in the church, as I see it, when people engage issues, is they deal with the real here and now, real world practical preaching. Then they'll talk about the rapture of the church because it's getting shitty. So we want Jesus to come back and get us out of this mess. But we can't have that until we have a revival. And then we get back to, now that the revival has happened and we get back to brass tacks, we got to do this circle. I've noticed that circle, but that's my own personal observation with it. So, have you been, Nolan? No. I'm sorry. It's you religious types that want to keep throwing missiles at each other. But I don't know that Israel and Muslims, like the vast majority of Muslims, don't hate me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big one for the word Islamophobia because I think there's a lot of rational reasons to feel Islam as much as there's rational reasons to fear Christianity. So, but yes. But no, neighborhood pool came back today. All right, there you go. But yes, but I don't think Christian revival is going to stop that. Like, it's religious war has been a part of us for a long time, and destroying the planet, it's not going to be a Christian revival. It's going to be a wake up to the fact that it's religion that's causing the infighting. Like, if Islam and Christianity and Judaism don't exist, would there be all this war? Probably not. So, yes, Christians will do it. A tent revival, that's what started it? Yes, there were a lot of tent revivals. I remember those. So, churches, because they didn't push the end times hard. Yes. I remember being pressured by this as a pastor. Like, I got all the time, I got pressured. You need to preach revival. You need to, like, there's always this well-meaning soul in every church that wants to tell the pastor what to preach about. And so, and that was one that would get me in trouble. Everyone, well, you haven't preached about revival, and you haven't preached about the rapture of the church and the end times. And I would avoid the book of Revelation like the plague, because I hated that book as a pastor. Now I just find it something to giggle about. But yes, like, but I don't think Christian revival, it's end times revival stuff. Yeah, I used to get yelled at for that. I can speak from experience on that one. So, yes, ducks, they live a long time. Yes. Atheism to the rescue. Yes. Well, I'm just saying, like, if there weren't religious reasons to fight in the Middle East, would there be any fighting? I'm asking a question, because I think there would still be territorial disputes among various tribes and stuff. But a lot of the reason for a lot of the fights that have broken out over the last, I don't know, 1,000 years have been religiously motivated. Like, everybody wants this little piece of land called the Levant for some reason, because God promised it to all these different groups. And so they keep fighting over it. You know, if Islam wasn't attacking Christianity, Christianity wasn't attacking Islam, and you didn't throw the Jews in there, what would happen? Like, would it be fact? You know, it's like, what happens? Oh yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of non-theistic reasons, to be fair, for fighting a war, but if we got rid of the religious ones, I think there'd be less. Okay, I'm just saying, it'd be more about resources. So, yeah, I'm waiting for this year's prediction. It'll usually they try to predict it somewhere in September because of some lunar calendar thing. So, everybody be anxiously awaiting the prediction of the raptures. Maybe somebody will do one on April 1st, and that would be so perfect. Say, yeah, natives. Oh wait, there's oil there. Yes. Please. Yeah, I mean, I think there would still be fights over the money and the resources. It's just there's a lot of religious justification for wars in the Middle East long before there was oil was a thing. So I'd love to read God's preliminary report on Palestine. Yeah, I'd like to know where he got that. So, but yeah. So you have a ducky hubby wife team that have been here since I moved in 2018. I love that. They come back every year, and they're nice little neighborly duckies. They want to attack you in our pool. Oh, cool. I don't know if Jesus knew about leap years. I don't think he did. You want to start the rapture that will happen on June 17th. June 16th is my birthday, and I really just want to scam money out of dumb people. Alicia. Oh. Hey, Sensei. Yeah, I'm actually, Nathan, That's one of the things I'm looking at for react to tomorrow is a short reaction. The Peter Hegseth did a prayer at a Christian prayer breakfast that was reported by USA Today. Boy, is there a lot to talk about there. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, I think this is hilarious. You should try it. I'll tell you what. I'll talk to our visual prophetess, the laugh in which our Lord naps. Maybe we'll give you a prediction that Fangs will return in June 17th. I don't know if it'll be as big um, as Jesus returning on June 17th, but maybe we can get some money here. I don't know. It's worth a try. Oh, I don't remember. The leap year came about as somebody could probably knows that obscure bit of information, but somebody realized that, we're losing like a quarter day every year for some reason because things don't just line up with our clocks. And so they came up with a leap year idea. But yes. Say we do it. I'm just saying. I mean, it's as valid as any other prediction of any prophesied Messiah. I think people would be disappointed with Fangs' return because it'd be like, yeah, just, I'm here. I'm not expected to do anything, am I? Oh, but yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because if you're in the Discord, Earl posts some of her artwork in the Discord that you don't see here. Like I show some of it, but not all of it. We could do that, like a Fangs plushie release on June 17th. That would be good. That would be good. So, but yes, that might be interesting. He does have his power up form. It's called super speed that leads to time travel. The problem is every time he does that, he's usually drunk at the time and he always regrets it. He's had some very bad moments time traveling. He's like, don't mess with the time stream. So he just is. Fangs has had those moments. He's at that moment. I'm doing 12, like the Crow posters. I've been feeding them for 20 years. Oh. Aliens arriving might be a good thing. A lot of religions wouldn't exist. I doubt that. If there's one thing I've learned about human beings is it's hard to get them off their religion when they're very emotionally connected to it. So there's that. Oh, yes. All right. So I think we covered the revival thing. For those of you who didn't know or have come in late, people that wanted to talk about this, but yes, Apologia's video today has a camo of the Rabyd Atheist again. That's because I'm very involved in this Habermas thing as well. In fact, Earl even created artwork to commemorate the occasion. I had that queued up. I'm always honored to be in Apologia video. I'm just kind of happy that I ended up in one way being a connection between Michael Alter and Apologia. Real Seeker came by my channel during a live stream and kind of talked to me about, because I was reviewing one of Apologia's resurrection videos at the time, as I recall. And so I ended up engaging Real Seeker, who I did not know was Dale, the guy that knows Habermas. And then after some judicial prying, I finally got the name Michael Alter out of him. And then I told that to Apologia. And I am so happy that that worked out. One of the things I want to comment about here on this issue, because I do want to deal with it as quickly as possible, is that my experience in this has been kind of mixed, because one of the things that happened in all of this was Real Seeker kind of tried to poison the well with Michael Alter, about Apologia and myself, saying, we were up to some sort of shenanigans. And so I am very relieved that Apologia and Michael Alter got to work together, and that sounds like that they're having conversations both publicly and privately about this resurrection matter and the Habermas thing. So I'm so glad that that plan of poisoning the well did not work out. Okay, because it turned into, like, this video is a very good one. I encourage you to go watch it. Yes, you'll have to deal with my face early on in it, but it's one of those things where I'm glad that the poisoning the well, or the trying to say we were up to shenanigans, ultimately didn't work as far as Paul and Michael Alter. Because I'm like, those two should do a collab video. I think that should happen. And lo and behold, here we are. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm kind of glad that worked out for them. Yeah, he talked smack to me too. Okay, good. Yeah, if you haven't got over there, I left a comment on this video, and Real Seeker, of course, had to poke his head in there. And so, I know Stormburn, a longtime friend in this issue of the channel, and a few others got there. So I want to talk about this now because I want to clear the air about it. Real Seeker, from my perspective, has not treated me or Paul very honestly. Paul tries to be very nice with him. I don't have to be as nice. It's where the whole idea of Rancor Seeker. So if you guys want to go over there and smack him back, I'm not going to delete my comment. So, you're more than welcome to go over there and talk to Real Seeker, because I think, from my perspective, he deserves a lot of ire, because all I was asking for was the PhD scholars that were critical of Habermas's third book. That's all I was asking. And all of a sudden I'm engaged in some sort of psychological trick to get the names out of him. Then he gives me two names, Alter and Slade. And Slade is very hard to get a hold of. He's a very private man, so he's very difficult to talk to. And in fact, it's really hard to find a link to him at all. And he doesn't respond, I know. But Alter has been very forthcoming, gave me a video, gave me a paper. I'm so glad that him and Paul got together, because that's one of the worries is, because during all this, Real Seeker was like, well, I already talked to Michael Alter about the shenanigans you and Paul are pulling. And it's like, except Michael Alter is literally mine and Paul's criticism on a scholarly level on steroids. Like, his papers, his books, his stuff. Alter takes on Habermas pretty hard, and I was glad to see the collab video. So yes. So there you go. So, but I was really relieved that Michael Alter and Apologia were able to have that conversation and create that video, because I was worried that Real Seeker had poisoned the well against us. I'd really, after that, he did in his own videos, I don't know why all you apologists are listening to the Rabyd Atheist and Apologia. They're inspired by Satan and they're Satan's helpers, and all this other bullshit. And I'm just I was really glad that didn't take with Mr. Alter. So there you go. Yeah, it was a Julius Caesar. Okay. But yes, I'm glad that didn't happen. So Cobra chickens, the damn monkey. But yes, he Real Seeker went after my comment and on Apologia's video, and I'm glad some of you came to my aid. Tux was there and several others. So there's that. I will be reacting to that video on Friday. I was looking for something on the resurrection anyway, so I'm going to talk Apologia's video and make some commentary on it that I will make, that perhaps Apologia and Michael Alter being too nice won't. So I'm going to try to be more rabid this Friday than normal, probably. So yes, he was rude. He doesn't recognize Satan in his spirit. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yes. Oh, hold on. Oh, this is a different. See, Earl, you're just your artwork. I'm gonna have to do that one, but yes. So that's kind of where I stand on that. I was glad to be a cameo again. I've been a cameo on, I think, 3 or 4 of his videos. So there you go. Oh, where are you at? Oh, there she is. All right, this is one of Earl's more latest works with the alien and everything. So yes, but yes, I normally don't sick people on people, but Real Seeker is kind of like, yeah. Yes. That's the thing that's really bothered me, Felicia, is like all I was asking as one scholar, like I have a master's degree in theological studies from Asbury Theological Seminary, class of 1996. I've written a thesis and everything, okay, and it's published in their library, okay. There's like only 3 copies of that book in existence, but it's my thesis. And so as a scholar, I was asking for who the critics of Habermas were, which if you are an honest scholar, you don't have a problem giving the names of your critics. You don't, because you want to engage those critics so that you can actually offer up a defense, because then that makes your position stronger if you can defend your position against critics. The fact that they were nebulous about who the critics were, okay, and then when they did give me the names, it wasn't the people that were critical of Volume 3. It was longtime Habermas critic Michael Alter. Okay, like if you watch Paul G's video, you'll realize he's been doing this for a long time with Habermas. Like him and Habermas, he's been going at Habermas about this lack of proof for his 90% claim for decades. Okay, and so yes, it was just frustrating that somehow I'm engaged in a psychological trick. Then later, Real Seeker says I'm beyond hope. You know, like apparently God's given up on me, so Real Seeker has too. And then, you know, this whole I'm inspired by Satan thing. Yeah, I'm kind of done with the guy. Okay, like you're obviously not here to have an honest conversation. You're just looking for the soundbite that you can criticize with me. And so I'm just kind of done with that. So there you go. See, I like this one. Cranky, you're in this one too. I see you. Okay. I get mistaken for a Satanist because I'm a handsome devil. I don't know. The beard's kind of looking that way. It's kind of looking that way. Maybe I can pass for one. Maybe this Halloween I'll get some devil horns and paint my face red. That'd work. I can do that. Okay. But yeah. Listen to the folks, why my thesis, peace in the world, while the world's in pieces. Yes. I think he does too, because I finally got those 2 names out of him, John, and then I handed those names to Paul. Like I emailed Paul almost immediately as soon as I got the names, and then I reached out to Michael Alter myself, and he gave me a video and his like free peer-reviewed paper that him and Slade had done together. And criticized Habermas. And the video was very telling because he had a great presentation that actually quoted Paul, okay, in it, and pointed out like a lot of the mistakes that Habermas methodology, which he pointed out in the video today. So it's all been good in that area, but the saga continues reluctantly. So, yes. Yeah, I mean, like to me, like if I have critics, I want to engage them. Like I don't want to be silent about them or anything like that. Like in scholarship, you want the critics because that allows you to refine your position. Like an honest scholar wants critics because they can refine and they're not shy about who those critics are. Okay, and there is a lot of truth to that in scholarship. If you have somebody who's critical of you at a very high level, and then you respond to them, it's really a good thing. Like it is a good thing. So Rash out the open on heavy. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna have a pinball machine arcade that plays heavy metal constantly. So yeah. I owe you a night of cosplay. Okay. All right, we'll try that. We'll try that. We'll try that. I don't know. We'll see. All right. We'll have to, if we ever meet Earl, it's going to have to be me as a night elf and you as your lovely self. And we'll have to get somebody to dress up as Fangs too. We'll have to have a black rabbit bunny suit person so we can have the unholy trinity in the same place. All right, folks, I'm going to take my break real quick. I will be back in 2 minutes, but I'm going to head to my break right now and I will see you all in just a very little bit. All right, and I am back. Oh, we're going to put the lovely Earl back up. Yes, you're correct. I do owe you a cosplay. I went away and I thought about it, and yes, this Halloween I owe you a night elf cosplay. We'll have to figure out how to do that. Maybe I'll do the devil thing for something else. I don't know how long my beard's going to be. I'm just letting it grow, so we'll see. We'll see. Critics are like beta testers in software. Yeah, like, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it's not. Need to update the thumbnail for new people. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You like the Dark Elf on Skyrim too? Yeah, I tend to play them as well. But yes, this is Fluffle time now, folks. It's all about you. What do you want to know? But I've dealt with why are Christians so desperate for revival. I've dealt with the recent round in Habermas versus Paul versus the Rabyd Atheist versus Real Seeker versus Alter, Mr. Alter. I've dealt with all of that. So is there anything else, any other shenanigans we can get up to tonight before the night's over? But I do like this artwork, Earl. I'm going to shrink myself out. I noticed the Cranky's in here. Yahweh's in here. The aliens are in here. Fangs is wearing his helmet. Tell more jokes? I don't know. I'm not a comedian. Usually I play the straight man. Yes, it's Fluffle time. Yeah, I kind of the way my streams go is we have the subject for the day, and then about halfway through it becomes Fluffle time every day. So it's all about the Fluffle. So I love all of the Fluffle members. So, but yes. See, and I want to know why theists use the fine-tuning argument, why they find it compelling. To me, it's an equivocation. Yes, well, it is an equivocation or category error, and a lot of physicists will tell you, like, the fine-tuning argument, it has a large assumption behind it, like there needs to be a tuner to these things. Also, a lot of the variables are a lot more variable than they want to admit. We don't know, like a universe with different parameters couldn't exist. We don't know that. We just know the one that we happen to exist in. So yes, it's a category error. The reason they like it is they get to assume, they get to play physicist. They get to play astrophysicist or whatever. They get to play that game, right? And that's why they like it. They get to pretend like they're being in the scientific realm and dealing with the various scientific and mathematical variables, and they get to play that game and sound important. But really, it is an equivocation or category error. Yes, there's definitely, like with all the arguments for the existence of God, like the fine tuning argument assumes a fine tuner. So they're assuming God before they even get out of the box. So it's the same one. So yes, I saw if you want to go to the Discord, you get a close up of that little alien, which I thought was really cute, by the way, Earl. It's cute. So yeah, see you later, Reverb. Appreciate it. But yes, but yeah, I think that's why they like it. They like it because they get to pretend like they're being scholarly, but they're not. They don't understand what those variables are. And the fact that we could alter those variables, we might get a different universe with a different type of life, but it's still possible. They make a bad assumption there. But like all arguments for the existence of God, they assume God's existence. So there's always in any argument for the existence of God, there's always God does this, so there's an assumption of God's existence. If you're going to make an argument for the existence of God, you can't assume God's existence. You have to make an argument that leads me there. And that's the hard part. And I don't think any argument this is why I reject all of them pretty much at this point, because it's like, can you give me an argument for existence that doesn't start with the assumption of God's existence? So any cosmonaut will rip it apart. We need to know if some of the variables are independent and what they are. Yeah, that's kind of my point. And they like it so much, though, Michael, because it's like one of their moments where they can sound scientific. They can sound like we're looking at the universe, and this is the evidence from natural revelation that there's a God, and they don't even understand what they're talking about. Okay, so yes, God needs a Godder. Yes, that's what I call it. Like Astro the dog from the Jetson. I like Astro. He was cute. I like the Jetson. None of that's coming. The 3-hour work week I'm still waiting for, but and the flying cars. Like I love the one episode where he comes home from work and his wife comes in and says, "Oh, tough day at the office." Yeah, these 3-hour days are killing me. And I'm like, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the 3-hour work day that I can make enough money where I can come home for 21 hours a day and do what I want. But yes. Oh, fine-tuning his repackaged argument from Cadula. Look at what those funny atheists believe. Yeah, there's a little bit of that too, Cranky. Like there's I don't understand what the fine-tuning is, so therefore atheists are stupid. Like there is a logic there that happens. I agree with you. It does happen. It's not even a joke, really. It is a joke, but it's not really a joke. So science without fully understanding it on so many occasions, then tell the crowd that even knows less. Yes. It's one of the things that I've noticed with apologists. They always go to college kids or congregations, which know even less than they do. And yeah, it's bad. Yes, big word makes sound smart brain. Yes. I presuppose a being that's required as a basis for any presuppositions, no gods without that being. Yes. And that's the presuppositional apologetics that all apologetics is infected with, which is the presupposition that God exists. And they can't go away from that. And they can't really reason without it. So there you go. Yeah, like a 3-hour work week would sound loving. Yeah, I agree. On with it. Finding is they present life as some kind of Platonic form that can only exist in our instantaneous of a universe and hand waves the any other potential. Yes, this is exactly what they do. You are right. See, Felicia is a smart person because she's got it here. They hand wave away any other possibility of any other universe. They assume that this is the only universe that can exist, which we don't know that for a fact. The universe could be very, very different and still exist. So we just don't know that. And they do a lot of presuming there. You thought the future would be the Jetsons. Turns out more like the Epsons. I wish it was the Jetsons, though, like flying cars, 3-hour work weeks. Some of it has come to pass, though, like long distance telecommunication has taken place. Like when the Jetsons was created, the idea of turning on your phone and seeing somebody's face, like you talk face to face, was still in the realm of science fiction. But one of the funnier episodes with the Jetsons is when she has to take this phone call from a friend and she looks horrible, like she just got out of bed. So she clicks on this thing that basically puts a filter on her screen in front of her, makes her look like she's the bomb, and talks to this other person, and the other person is doing the same thing, I think. So it's kind of funny. Like, so the idea of telecommunications with filters was in the Jetsons before they existed. So let's see. Oh, yep, there it is. I love this. I love the alien one. I'm definitely gonna put this one up. Okay, so I probably have to get rid of. No, maybe I don't have to. I may have one image left. There we go. Here's the alien close-up. But I thought this was cute. Look at the stars. Yes, it's not look at the trees. It's look at the stars argument is what it is. So, but their preset is only valid if they accept mine first. So true. So true. But yes, like it, Felicia, you're so on to what the fine-tuning argument is about. They sound really intellectual, but they don't really know what they're talking about, and they don't want to. They hand wave other possibilities away. Apologists love it because they think that gives them some sort of scientific basis for an argument for the existence of God. But no, they don't. So you are smart. See, listen, I've watched your videos. I think one of the best videos you did was, presuppositionalism is stupid, and I'm tired of pretending it's not, I think is the title. But yeah, in the professional sphere, I try to be really nice about some of this stuff. There's certain people I've written off, like Real Seeker and a few others, because they haven't really been nice to me. But in scholarship, you try to be nice to everybody, even if you completely disagree with them. But the truth is, yeah, if I was to be totally honest about presuppositional apologetics, I think it's the most useless apologetics that they've ever created. It's completely stupid, okay? And I am also tired of pretending that it's not. Okay, like there's a part of me that stops wanting to be polite about it. Like, this is dumb. Like, I can do this with any deity. It's my biggest thing. Like, I've said it before, for Fangsology and the Fluffula Fangs, the accepted form of apologetics that we use is presuppositional. We presuppose Fangs' existence, and you have to prove us wrong. And and that's my point. It works for anybody. I can literally make it work for any god, and that's why it's so dumb. It's like literally, duh, I believe this, and it's true, and you just got to prove me wrong. And it's like that. It's that level. And I try to be nice to presuppers. You've seen it before when they've come on the channel. But at the same time, I'm like, yep. I inside. So yes. that's kind of where I'm at. But you are smart, so don't let anybody tell you otherwise. 2001 Odyssey. Okay, Paul. I'm not sure I want a HAL 9000 around. I decide that the universe isn't worth it. And if you played Halo, the Covenant is a really good example of really how it taken to extremes in the aliens. Yes. I haven't played Halo much, but I think there's some pretty good equivalents of religiosity that believes it's so right that it wants taken to extremes. Like, I think the Thalmor, their religious zealotry leads to a lot of grief in the Elder Scrolls universe. Let's see, there's other universes like you can see very extreme religions, like in when people portray like pagan religions like 10,000 years ago. They're all those religions are pretty extreme in their notions. So, like I've been reading a lot of Robert E. Howard and Lovecraft lately, or listening to them at work, and there's definitely a religious extremism and some of that too that's taken way too far, like Set. Okay, Set's a good one, a good example in the Robert E. Howard universe. So, but yes, there's tons of religious depictions of fanaticism. The problem I have with most of them is they're a little bit too close to the mark sometimes. Yes, I've heard. I haven't played World of Warcraft, although I accept the Night Elf moniker. So there we go. That's been demonstrably proven to me just by showing me pictures. So, uh, but yes, like it seems like every fictional universe has religious extremism in some way, shape, or form, and shows you some of the dangers of that. Like a lot of fantasy and science fiction writers were not believers. Like, they just aren't. Like, I've been delving into those writers, Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard, who both died very young, very tragically, by the way. So it's like, but their universe was very dark. Like, and we are not, and the religious extremists are the ones that are making it darker. So, so yes. Hey, moving sucks. Oh, is that what's going on, Philbert? Is you're moving? Okay, I was wondering what was going on. So I assume then that that's why you gotta like reset up for the show and all that stuff. So okay, yeah, but movie sucks. That's why I don't want to do it. That's why I pay my rent. If somebody offered me a free house, I'd have to consider all the stress the move is going to do. So, yeah, that's a really good one. Like the Elder Scrolls has a lot of religions that the fanaticism is like, like that leads to a lot of problems. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, very unlikely. The vastness of the universe kind of overrides it. But yeah, it's big enough place. The universe is really big. I mean, really huge. Quite possible life is somewhere else. Probably is. So, but will we ever see them? No, probably not. The distances are too vast, and we might run into these physics boundaries that we can't overcome. Yeah, that's probably true, Cranky. All alien color projection of Earth colors, some women have really huge boobs. Yeah, like it might be. Yeah, I mean I have to agree with Paul though. Don't insult science fiction writers. Do a better job than the Bible. Like the Bible as a work. If you look at it as a work of fiction, it's not a very good one. Um, like there's a lot of concepts that are still used in fiction writing that come out of the Bible, like stories that come out of the Bible that get retold. But yeah, it's not the best as far as ancient science fiction literature. Mostly because the supposed protagonist God, that supposedly the good guy is kind of an asshole. That's a nice switch from a narrative point of view. That's not a bad narrative. Like that everybody's being a sycophant to this certain God, and it turns out that this God is worse than anybody else as far as morality. So yes, but yes. Telling you, we're going to be super annoyed to find life is going to be nothing but crabs, cockroaches. So, well, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Well, absolutely batshit after invoking the moon goddess being, oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see this. Like the thing about fantasy deities in fantasy literature, they all have the real potential to be assholes. Like, let's be real. Because fantasy gods aren't omnipotent. They're not omniscient. They're just really, really, really powerful. Okay. And so you can have a god who's essentially good, but doesn't know everything. And so he does something and it has unintended consequences that he didn't foresee because he's not omniscient. Okay. So beings of great power as gods being worshipped is really kind of sick in some ways, because even a good deity can go wrong. The bad deities, oh hell, if you want to do some real evil in a fantasy universe, yes, that's what you do. In the Bible, though, what's the best part? Wait, wrong franchise. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, but like there have been some people that have looked certain passages and saw aliens in the Bible, like especially when objects come out of heaven. Like some people have done that. So yes. Not really booze, but nobody cares. That's right. Being that it's April Fool's Day in 2 days, I'm calling bullshit. By the way, we're going to break away from red letters, red flags this Wednesday. I am actually going to look at that passage. The fool has said in his heart there is no God. I'm going to show where it comes from and why it shouldn't be followed. So we're going to talk about that passage because yes. But yes. Detroit Atheist Queen, you are always welcome here. I don't have time to watch everybody, as you might imagine. There's just so much good content out there. But every once in a while, I catch some of your stuff. Okay, I'll be honest about how much I watch, but I haven't had any problems with it so far. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yes, that was the cranky elder god one who gifted you the membership. So, but yes, but yeah. So, but you're more than welcome, and gives you all the emojis and all the stuff. So, and I am earnestly working on a video about the resurrection. It's a pity because on Easter Sunday, I had plans to drop my video about Habermas's Middle Facts. And now Paul's kind of like done this. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to do it. I just got more stuff to put in it now. But yeah, but you're shout out accepted by Cranky. Absolutely. But you're more than welcome to be in here. There's a few other atheists that I pal around with and watch every periodically. It's a long 8 hours at work. So, so yes. To fuse Bibles with Bibles and pass it off as research. Yes. I remember that when he did that. Emmanuel, what's his name? Yeah. Okrosky. Yes. So, but yes, I've definitely caught the Detroit Atheist Queen on occasion, because that's a very interesting, like there's another guy that I follow. I think he's the Black Atheist, but that is like rare as hen's teeth, to be honest. So yes, Felicia is here. She hangs out here every once in a while. But it's a very interesting dynamic because he was the one that made me aware that for a atheist Black man or woman in the United States, there's a double cultural thing that they go through that other people don't. Okay. And my feels went out at that moment. But yes, I try to keep aware of that issue because that comes up a lot sometimes. Like, why is deconversion higher in certain ethnicities than others? And it's an interesting study. And I think part of it is the peer pressure. But yeah. Yeah. See, like it's there's a couple other dynamics that evolve, aren't there? And it's like I keep an eye on that because a lot of people don't think that's true, but it's at yes. Yeah, Durante is out there too. But yes. But there's a lot of I've watched Durante every once in a while too. So, but it's like there's a dynamic out there that definitely exists, where they face a lot more peer pressure to stay in the church for some reason. Uh, Black people, minorities, excuse me, face that other pressure. Like, why would you want to give up your faith? It's so ingrained in our culture in a lot of ways. And I kind of agree with Chris Rock on this. If you're still a Christian as a Black person, you have a poor memory. So they might be. It annoys me too, but everybody's going to be eventually start using AI at some point without intending to blossom. But yeah, like it's going to happen. Yeah, I think that's probably some. I'd have to defer to people that actually have studied that more, Michael. But like to be honest, one of the safe places that masters provided their slaves was religion. So I guess I can understand it. Um, so it kind of carried over culturally. I could see that from a cultural point of view. I don't know. I'm not as knowledgeable as I'd like to be in this subject. That's why I watch other atheists that do deal with that subject. So there's too much there's too much information in the world, and nobody is going to able to get it all. And I really there's a real dynamic there among Black Christians in particular that keeps them in that doesn't keep white Christians in the same effect. So it is there. He's just British. I'm not sure he does. I mean, I use a lot of AI for research because I can ask very complex questions with AI that I can't do with Google. And it will give me, and I'll break down the research results the way I want them broken down so that I can digest them easier for myself. So I do that, but I'm here. This is my real voice that I'm having trouble with because I'm fighting off some sort of minor infection of some sort of sinus infection or something. But yes, it might just be the rationality rules is just British. Yeah, he did a really good one of that one. But the most recent video he did was killing the revival. So I use AI as an initial pass. Hey, does my idea make any sense? Is it logical and coherent? If I use this in a debate, what pushback I would? Yes, like yeah, like you can use it that way too. I just don't like it for creative stuff. Like I'd rather, okay, I would rather have something like this, okay, created by IKE than I would an AI image. AI images, they smell AI. Like I don't know how else to explain it, but it really feels like it's AI to me. And but I don't mind using it for research. It does a better research job than Google does these days. So Google needs to consider that if they haven't already. But like getting AI responses and research questions often give me better lines of looking at stuff. So yeah, I mean, organizing your thought process, doing your research a little bit because it will instantaneously do stuff that it would take me on my own like hours to do. Like it will instantaneously, it will give me the sources that I like. I always ask for, give me the source for that. And it will give me the sources too. So I can, if I want to follow up and look those up, it does a lot of the nitty gritty, boring part of research for me. And I can just revel in the results. So I find it a valuable tool. I just don't like it when it goes creative. I don't like novels created by AI. I don't like a lot of the artwork created by AI. I just it it does the job and it's quick, but it's not the same. Like I can tell the difference between IKE's artwork and an AI artwork at times. So it's just easy. Like you can't get what you want with AI with a lot of creative stuff. And I like it for the research and the numbers and the resources and checking my own thought processes on things. I do that too, but I still write my own scripts. Okay. So, and I don't let it do, I do my own editing because I want to put the human factor in there, the human mistakes that I make. I think those are features, not bugs. So I don't want to sell commercially. So yeah. Hey, it's Jimmy the Tux. I saw you earlier over at Pelagia's place. Seeing each other out in the wild, as you put it. So yes, great times, great times. The more creative process, anything that's founded. Yeah, and I still have my own thought process, Blossom, but it's just like, is there something I haven't considered that AI will consider? That's an important bit of information because then I can consider it and come up with my own stuff too. So it's, yeah, it lacks soul. I don't want to call it soul. I would call it humanness. Like you can tell it's not done by a human. Like a human has their flaws, mistakes woven into their artistic work. I don't think that's a bug. I think that's a feature. I think that's what makes it good art is our human flaws, our humanity is in it. And I can tell the difference. So it's very easy to tell because they look soulless for lack of a, yeah, it's like, I don't have a better word for it, Earl. I don't, but I can tell that this is you. Okay. And it's, you have a lot of saved resources that you use over and over again, but all of them were created by you. And I can tell the difference. Like I can tell this fangs was not created by AI. That was created by Earl cramping her hand and all that stuff. Yeah, and cheap model trolls, like seeing how things look. I don't mind for the occasional thumbnail because it saves me time. But yeah, I'm getting back to putting my face in the thumbnails when I'm not using Earl's stuff. So that's kind of the way it's working again. So yeah. This guy is showing me the names of the 500 witnesses for yeah, how did that work out? Who are the 500 witnesses that Paul mentions in First Corinthians? We don't really know. AI will come back with the answer. We don't really know. Oh, really? I need you to tell me that. Vibe code for as a tool, but it also requires a lot of hand holding. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's another perspective. Like, I can also go to my human friends and get their perspective too on a subject, and that's enlightening as well. Like, I enjoy it as a tool, and I understand it as a tool. But at the end of the day, I want this stuff to be me, and if it doesn't feel like me, then it's not me. So let's not start a music fight. There's no love for AI images. Image and AI music are like corporate art, cheap, clean, something just uncannily valid. Yeah, and that's what it is. Like I know classic rock and roll and why I like it because you can hear that that they put things in the sound and the reverb that they didn't control. Like it was just it came out that way and they kept it in, and I kind of like it that way. Well, yeah, I'll give Christian artists their props. Like they do some good artwork when they do artwork. So, but yeah, like there's some beautiful things in this world. Like if you go in and appreciate stained glass art as art, it's really good art. Like I can't imagine somebody sitting down and putting little pieces of stained glass together so you can get a picture. That's a lot of work. So I can appreciate the work involved and I can appreciate the fact that they came up with something beautiful. It's the subject matter. So I don't know what I encourage is, and AI, even when my poor eyesight without glasses and that content is artificial and to poor quality. So it would be not obvious. I also had to lay out our marketing plans for software, and the result was decent, including targeters. Yeah, like you can get good number crunching advice from AI. Like if you're an accountant and you want to see some trends that maybe you're not seeing as an accountant, but the AI will see with your numbers. Yeah, I can see that would really be valuable. Like I just don't like it when it gets when it's in creativity mode or things like that. Like there's just something off about it. Um, Although I am interested in, like, because I'm interested in role play gaming from time to time. There's a couple AI like worlds out there where you get to play the player and somebody else, and the AI is basically like if we were playing D&D as the dungeon master. I'm very interested to try that out to see if that doesn't ruin something else for me. So, but yes, like having somebody set up the game. Like I've done solo gaming before like that because you can't always find a group in D&D, but I'm wondering how well an AI dungeon master would do for me. So yeah, you wouldn't recommend using AI. Yeah, legal work is a little different because you got the human element in it. I've heard complaints by lawyers about that. Um, like it sounds like, and I'm not sure completely, but it sounds like it's really good at looking up legal cases related to your thing, but interpretation, it seems to have a problem. Like interpreting the legal data might be problematic. So I lived some stone from some of the most intricate floor mosaics in the Mediterranean, the floor of the Roman villa, gorgeous stuff. Yeah, see, like that's the thing about, I think what's going to save art in some respects is like the sculptures and the mosaics and the stuff where you actually have to do something physical. Like that's going to become the art that a lot of people value because can AI do that? Can it do that? I don't know. With 3D printing, maybe it could, but I don't think it can. AI, so content made by an AI was not looking like content made. Okay, yeah, so we're looking at using different AIs so it doesn't look like it's done by AI. Okay, I can buy that. With it to be like rewrite the Telltale Heart in the style of David Chappelle, and every time I do this, a cookie. Yeah, and that's the thing about the AI writing too. Like people were like, "Oh, we can make you a novel with you the main character in it," and I'm like, I try it out for like a chapter or two, and it's like, no, this is crap. Bye. So, like I've heard, I'm sure there's nothing new under the sun, but yes, bending legal cases that don't exist. Oh, really? And referencing lawyers have been sanctioned for AI. Oh, really? I was not aware of that, Cranky. So yeah, this is I've heard the grumblings in the legal sphere about AI, but I wasn't really sure what they were. But I could imagine where they would give you cases, but the interpretation would be bad. So now they're just zipping up stuff, making up legal cases that don't exist. So the fiction writing and the actual legal writing have crossed, and they got meshed together in some mishmash. Outstanding. So, there we go. I have to have a moral at the end too, like all the art is Aesop's. Yeah, like I enjoy art for its own sake. Sometimes it doesn't have to have a moral or a message. Like I just look at something and I like it because it's beautiful. Okay, um, like a lot of art does have a message, but I don't need one to appreciate it. So they're starting to customize this stuff. Okay. All right, that's good news. I mean, I could see where if it's done right, AI could be a very valuable tool for lawyers so that they can double check their legal cases. They might miss a legal case in their own studies and they could double check it. So, Ryan Murphy. Fish Brothers one is the losing of the techniques in history. That's yes, like real painting techniques. Like that's why I'm like art that uses like Earl uses her stylus on I don't have a problem with a digital medium if you're using your stylus and those kind of techniques. It's just when you lose the techniques of certain artistic expressions that kind of does worry me as well. So, you want to read about yourself? Yeah. The exercise and handing the weights makes task itself pointless. Yeah. It's kind of like letting the AI do the workout routine for you. I get what you're saying. Like, how is that going to help you? I like doing the research myself. I like doing the brain, having the brain work. If my brain's not working, I'm not sure what I'm doing. So, chisel a way to move the blocks, and it would try to make it would try to make a statue, but would it be a statue? I'm not sure. Yes. Important here, though. The legal system is, yeah, okay, yeah. Like in the United States, precedent is like a big thing. I don't know. Europe seems to be moving to more in general. I mean, is this right now? Like, I don't care what precedent is. Sometimes is the law a bad law of the past, and do we need to do something different? Wish we did that a little bit more. Let's say, like vinyl records, people still sculpt statues. I have faith in IT will plateau, and we're just like another two that can be used or not. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that. How, like, even cell phones, like people are. I think it was my daughter. I was talking about this. Like, people are even like willfully just turning off their cell phones and just going to have like real social spaces because they realize that too much time here could be damaging. There's a report somebody recommended getting kids off the screens or limiting screen time to like an hour a day because it's hurting mental development. I can't remember where I saw that report, but it might be bullshit. So yeah, boredom. I can't deal with it, Earl. I'm with you. I gotta have my brain's always thinking about something, and I want it to be thinking about something useful. So and keeping me entertained or something. Yeah, recovering old technique. Well, yeah, that's good knowledge. I wish we did more of that. Never used AI. I'm not drawn to it. I only got a smartphone last year for the first time. I'm drawn to it, but now I have to. Yeah, it's going to be a part of life, and like a lot of technology, it'll take jobs and create others. So sometimes that's true. Hey, Evan. Yeah, we're. I got a minute, and then I got to sign off. But yes. So, in fact, I'm gonna. What's on tap this week? Tomorrow, Pete Hegseth made some remarks to a prayer breakfast service that was published by USA Today. So I'm going to react to that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Wednesday is a special Bible study where we're going to talk about the fool has said in his heart there is no God in honor of April Fool's Day. So we're going to do that little Bible study off the record. Thursday will be deconversion hangout. I haven't really come up with a question, but it'll probably be resurrection related. And then Apologia came up with a video of the next round between Habermas himself and now Michael Alter, and I want to react to that one on Friday. I've kind of made a commitment to react to his stuff, to Apologia's stuff when he deals with Habermas, to kind of lend my insights or whatever, my own reviews of it. So that's kind of what's on tap for the week. So be aware of that. So tomorrow I'm taking on somebody I almost hate as much as RFK Jr. But we'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Haven't got the thumbnails of the streams up yet, but I'll probably do that in the morning. I got to run to work here in a minute. But so it's pretty, I think I'm pretty planned out for the week. So you guys can enjoy that. So there you go. We'll see what happens there. But yes, I saw this, like, because we were talking about him a couple of weeks ago and in the news, and then about whether or not he was using religious rhetoric about the war. And so it's there. So, but yes, the like button is up there. I'm going to call it a night, folks. Thank you very much for all of you who came out today. I've got to thank Cranky for not only being a member for 5 months, but also for the 10 gifted Rabyd Atheist memberships. For those of you who received them, great job. Thanks, everybody. And to the Detroit Atheist Queen, yeah, keep hanging in there. And we're always happy to give you a membership. I think the Godless Granny got one too. So a couple good ones and others as well. So, but thank you very much. Didn't quite make the hat today, but we'll keep doing. But thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll certainly have more and tomorrow and Wednesday and all that. So as the Rabyd Atheist show is on 7 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. So I'll see you tomorrow as well. Thanks everybody for stopping by. May Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he look at you with those big eyes of his as his godlet form. We put that in the lexicon, by the way, Cranky. As his godlet form looks at you and gives you warm fuzzies, which after all, isn't that the purpose of religion? To give you warm fuzzies anyway and think better of yourself. So we'll definitely do that. Make sure you leave a circumcised carrot on top of your stash in order to protect you against fangs. Fangs may still take your stash, but it's worth a try. Like most religious rituals, it's kind of hit or miss 50-50. So there you go. Appreciate all of you stopping by. May he nibble on all your hearts, wiggle your fluffle noses at each other when you see each other, and nom nom and all that. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around and then it's over. So you want to take all your time, your money, your opportunities, and give them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You'll be happier if you do. And don't waste them on the trappings of religious and faith, because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And I will catch all of you next time tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and we will be engaging in Wildcard Tuesday, and we'll talk about a prayer breakfast or something, or prayer service reported on, and we'll talk about it then. See y'all then. I'll catch you next time. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end to find out how you can support the channel better. Of course, there's always the normal notions of just hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and share the video with your friends and family that you think would be interested. That's always very appreciated. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, there's several options. You can super chat or super thanks in the comments or during a stream. Those are always very welcome. But you also can become a member of the channel. Members have certain perks like getting the videos early, things like that. They also have some good custom emojis during chat. So all of these things are good benefits to members, but they also support this channel and its work to continue to normalize atheism and deconversion, for which I'm very appreciative. It keeps me going, and it keeps me as a content creator being able to do more and more as a content creator. So if you choose those methods of support, thank you very much. And I appreciate you once again for staying to the end and listening to other ways that you can support the channel. Appreciate it. Thanks, and I'll catch you next time.